How were French fries invented? French fries, chips, or frites. The name varies from country to country, but these crispy golden treats are loved all around the world. In fact, an average American munches on about 40 pounds of French fries every year. That's almost the weight of a child. And here's something even crazier. McDonald's alone serves a staggering 9 million pounds of fries every single day. But have you ever wondered how this iconic snack came to be such a worldwide obsession? If you think France is the birthplace of French fries, you're wrong. So, the oldest mention of fried potatoes is from Chile, Nacimiento, in 1629. According to an exciting account in Happy Captivity written by Francisco Núñez de Pineda, he described eating papas fritas, which means fried potatoes while being held captive by Mapuche warriors. Just think about it. Over 400 years ago, soldiers and chiefs in the city of Nacimiento were already enjoying these crispy golden morsels. Women reportedly sent fried and stewed potatoes to the leaders as a treat. Historians believe these were likely fried potato cubes made in butter instead of oil because it was common at the time. Next, we have French and Belgians claiming to have invented fries. Even today, there's a dispute between the two countries about who really came up with the idea. Belgian food historian Pierre Leclerc has dived deep into the crunchy layers of fry history. He confidently declares that fries have French roots. But how can we be so sure about it? Here's a clue that makes the story even juicier. Back in the 19th century, French fries were already a famous Parisian dish and were enjoyed in the French capital. A Bavarian musician named Friedrich Krieger added an exciting twist to the story. While working as a roaster on the Rue Montmartre in Paris in 1842, Krieger mastered the art of cooking fries. Only 2 years later, he took the recipe to Belgium, started his business, and sold Paris-style fried potatoes to delighted customers. However, what we now recognize as modern French fries emerged in Paris around 1855. So what do Belgians have to say on this? Well, their perspective is filled with debates and mysteries. Belgians often attribute the widespread use of the term French fries to what they call French gastronomic hegemony. This idea suggests that Belgians' culinary traditions were overshadowed and absorbed into French cuisine, partly because of the two countries' shared language and their geographic closeness. A claim by Belgian journalist Joe Gerard spices things up even further. He once stated that a 1781 family manuscript recalls how villagers in the Meuse Valley had been deep-frying potatoes as early as 1680. They supposedly did this as a creative substitute for frying fish during winters when rivers were frozen. Does this mean fries truly began there? Not so fast, because Gerard never provided the manuscript to support this story. This left historians puzzled and questioning its credibility. Even more exciting is the timeline doesn't fully add up. Potatoes weren't even introduced to the region until around 1735, years after this supposed practice began. Combine that with the economic hardships of the 18th century, and the story seems even less likely. Most historians suggest that, at best, potatoes in that period were likely sautéed in a pan instead. Yet the Belgian claim is still quite popular and adds a fun twist to the tale. They're so proud of their fry-related history that there's a whole museum in Bruges, Belgium, just for fries. Yes, you heard that right. It's called the Frites Museum, and it's 2 stories packed with crispy golden fun. Visitors can explore the history of potatoes, try some old-fashioned fries, and even pick up tips for making the perfect batch at home. It's a delicious way to celebrate the humble fry and learn about its tasty past. So why do these potatoes have different names? Well, it varies from country to country. In America, people call them French fries or just fries. However, in the United Kingdom, they're known as chips, while in France they go by the name frites. There could be another possible name for these beloved fried potatoes, a name born out of a curious moment in history. Back in 2003, something unexpected happened that gave the humble French fry a brief but patriotic twist. When France disagreed with the US plan to invade Iraq, some members of Congress decided it was time to take the French out of French fries. Yes, you heard that right. Bob Ney, the chairman of the Committee on House Administration at the time, renamed them Freedom Fries on the menus of congressional cafeterias. For a short time, this new name stood as a symbol of national pride. But just like a fry left in the fryer too long, the idea started to cool off. As public support for the Iraq War began to fade, so did the popularity of calling fries freedom fries. By 2006, Congress cafeterias quietly switched the name back to French fries, and a quirky chapter of history came to an end. Here, you might wonder how the Americans became so obsessed with fries. Well, it might surprise you to hear that America's love for fries began with none other than President Thomas Jefferson. While serving as the American minister to France in the late 18th century, Jefferson discovered the delicious golden treat and was smitten with it. He even brought the idea back home with him. Jefferson's chef, James Hemings, who was also enslaved, played a key role in the story. Hemings learned French culinary techniques while living in France and continued preparing the finely cut and fried potatoes for Jefferson when they returned to the United States. Thanks to Jefferson's high-profile status, these pommes de terre frites, as the French called them, started gaining popularity in America. That's how they eventually ended up on America's tables and in the hearts and stomachs of people all over the country. But are they good or bad for you? It's a simple question that's been debated for years, and the answer isn't all that simple. French fries are made mainly of carbohydrates from the potato itself. After all, potatoes are a starchy vegetable. On top of that, they soak up a lot of fat during the deep frying process, which is what gives them that irresistible crunch. And of course, there's the salt. Salt makes them super tasty, but it also adds sodium. For example, if you munch on a large serving of fries from McDonald's, you're eating 154 grams of fries, which offers 510 calories. That comes from 66 grams of carbs, 24 grams of fat, and 7 grams of protein, not to mention 350 milligrams of sodium. This might feel healthy, but many experts argue that fries transform into something far from nutritious. Jonathan Bonnet, a physician, explains that French fries lose much of their natural goodness during the cooking process. He points out that frying, salting, and removing the skin turns them into something nutritionally unrecognizable from a spud. And he's not alone in his critique. Kristen Kirkpatrick, a dietitian, calls them an extremely starchy vegetable dipped in a fryer, which means they're loaded with unhealthy fats and essentially left with no real nutritional benefit. David Katz, a nutritionist, takes it a step further, warning that fries are often paired with other unhealthy choices, like burgers, sugary ketchup, and fatty mayo. Eating them all together can turn a meal into a recipe for excess fat and calories. Does this mean you should ban French fries forever? Not necessarily. Experts like Eric Morissette from Health Canada suggest that enjoying them occasionally won't pose major health risks. The key is moderation. Still, knowing what's really on your plate can help you think twice before digging into that golden, crispy pile. Overall, French fries are a delicious treat that has become an iconic part of many cultures around the world. It doesn't matter if you call them fries, chips, or frites. In the end, it's all about the love for that perfect combination of fluffy potato, crispy exterior, and flavorful seasoning. The debate between who really invented them and where they originated from may continue, but the fact is that fries have found a special place in our hearts and stomachs. So, this was everything about the beloved French fry. To sum things up, they have a rich history that dates back centuries, with various countries claiming ownership over their creation. They are known by different names, have been at the center of political debates, and are a guilty pleasure that many people just can't resist. Let us know in the comments which of these facts you already knew about French fries. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.